Hey, great people, thank you for joining us. I am Chidi Akunna.
And I'm Victor Akunna.
If you're new to our channel, Foundation for Family Affairs, please feel free to subscribe and turn on the bell next to it so you're notified when we drop all these lovely content. Hey, it's another single store. If you haven't seen the other two, you may want to see them. We've touched on themes bordering on singlehood and we know will benefit you. Today we've come your way with an interesting topic. When not to start a relationship. Hey, when is it ever not right to start a relationship? We'll be telling you that and more. Do you want to say something?
So the thing about relationship is that it's who we are and I'll bring into it. So there is a point in your life where you say, even though everyone is pressuring you to get married, everyone is saying, where is the guy? Where is the lady? But you should know when you're ready for this commitment. So we're going to be talking about some things that you need to look out for in yourself, not about the other people now. This is about you. That you'll be able to say, now I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm up to it.
Okay, so the first point we have for you today is when you are not emotionally ready for a relationship. Some people think they're ready for a relationship, but are you emotionally ready? Being emotionally ready means that you're open, you want to connect with the other person. You know, I was speaking with a group of ladies and we're just sharing, and one was so uptight about it, saying, why would I come back home in the evening and have to share my room with someone when I need to sleep and just unwind? But then I was asked a personal question and I said, for me as a lady, I like to unwind with my husband, maybe because he's my safe place. I want to just unburden, I want to tell him how the day has gone. Okay, so but what we're trying to say today is that you must be willing to accommodate someone in that space.
That key word is accommodate. Accommodate in terms of, now that you're going to get married, when you get married, someone will have to be in your space. But before you get married, someone will demand time. You will need to plan things that you're going to do. You will need to do things. So these require emotional investments. All right. So you can't just create this fantastic life for yourself and just say, you know what, I only have maybe 20 minutes for any guy that if he cannot fit into that 20 minutes at 2:25 p.m. on a Saturday, I don't get time. I don't have any time for the person. No. You have to be flexible. So this will demand a lot of emotional investments. So you're going to have someone that will challenge your decisions. You're going to have someone that will ask you questions. So if you're not emotionally ready for a relationship, don't waste your time. Don't waste someone's time. And find, so sometimes people are not emotionally ready because they have a project they're working on. That's what is taking their focus. So maybe they're trying to complete a project, what do you call it now, a course or your research, or they are job hunting. They just have something that is taking tons and tons of their time. Or maybe they just been promoted as a manager, being a lady in a male-dominated environment. You have to really fight to prove your worth. So at that time, the time you need for a relationship. So don't start one.
But in saying that, that's part of life, isn't it?
It's part of life.
Because even when you get married, you will get promoted. You will have exams. You may have courses to write. Okay, so it's about that flexibility. Being open to want to accommodate, have another person in your space. Having another person in my space means that I will be caring about him. I won't just be consumed in my own things, thoughts about myself. Me. I have this and I have this and I have this target. This person has a life as well. So I would want to care to know what's happening in that person's life. It's a relationship, so we have to relate.
But the thing about it is, it's very important for you to have that, because how a relationship starts sometimes impact on how they grow, how they keep going. So if you are in that phase, if your spouse meets you in that place where you don't really have time, they send you a message, it takes you about 2 weeks to respond, the guy will not be sitting around waiting. So that's why you say, so that's why you see some ladies there, I really like you, but it's not the time.
I can't give you what you.
They're not being rude, they're being honest. So if you really want that relationship, you should be waiting, should be ready to wait until she's ready.
Okay, so the next point we have for you is assure what you'll be bringing to the table. you need to be bringing a lot. Okay, relationship is about value adding. Okay, what are you bringing to the table? When we're talking about this, yes, a lot of people will be thinking it's about the money. That's part of it. Yeah, you want to be sure that, okay, if we're going to be building a life together, at least we'll have something with which to care for ourselves. But there's a lot more required than money. I'll let you talk about that.
So what determines what you bring to the table is the person you're getting married to. So if I'm going to get married to a sophisticated lady, educated, it means that I have to come up with that place where I have to elevate my cerebral prowess. So that if she's throwing up any question at me, I'll be able to make meaningful contribution. You see, so if you are talking to someone, for example, your spouse is into newscasting, and you are the type that don't know anything happening in the news, you're going to be in for a lot of rocky start. So you need to be able to know what interests her. All right, you need to be able to bring something to the table in that regard. All right, you need to be able to say, you know what, my wife is a solicitor, for example. Because of her, I have to go and learn a lot about solicitor, things that they do, know the keyword, so that when she's talking, I will not be completely lost. So that's one of the things you need to bring to the table in terms of your mental contribution, financial contribution, also being able to be that listening ear, being able to add value. And value is relative. It based on what the person needs per time. So if she's the kind of person that probably she's trying to undergoing a transition in a career, for example, you may recommend seminars, you may recommend books, you may recommend mentors, you may link her to some of your network. All right, so you have to be able to meet your spouse at a certain level for you guys to be able to have meaningful relationship.
Yeah, so doing that, you may not have common interests, okay, but you will be inquisitive to know what's obtainable, what's happening in the other's area of interest. So at least you have some value to add to that person. Yeah, it's really important. Okay, so the next point we have for you, when not to start a relationship, when you have just exited a relationship. Okay, we see this sometimes, and some people use the new relationship as a rebound. Okay, you haven't healed, you haven't quite healed, you haven't processed what happened in the other relationship, and you have just seen this person, you like the idea. Some people like the idea of being in love, or the idea of being loved by somebody else. Okay, and someone starts showing some attention, paying attention to you, and immediately, without having processed what happened, picked your lessons from the previous relationship, you just get into this new relationship. That could do a lot of harm later to that relationship.
There's something we say that if you constantly, let's say you're a guy or a lady, as the case may be, so you had a certain experience in a relationship, and probably your significant other was complaining about something, and then you left that relationship and you joined another, started another, similar experience. So let's say it happened once, twice. The common denominator here is you. It's the same you that is jumping into all these relationships, and these people may not even know each other. So that's why we're saying before you start another relationship, take time to reflect. What did I contribute to this? It's not about the other person, this person did me bad, that person did me bad, that person treated me under the boss. You contributed to it. All right, so you need to take the two of you to make the kind of relationship that you have. All right, so very important for you to be able to see that thing and be able to say, you know what did I contribute to this? And how can I do things differently? What version of me, how do I need to grow to be able to bring something much better? All right, because like we can't say this enough. It's who we are that will bring into a relationship. What kind of relationship do I want, and how do I, who do I need to become to create that kind of relationship? I think that leads us to the next point.
Yes. When you do not know what marriage requires.
And the type of marriage that you want.
And the type of marriage that you want. I like that. Okay. When you do not know what marriage requires and the type of marriage you want. We did a video in which you would want to say singles talk. Okay. What marriage requires. Sometimes people know the idea of marriage. They don't even know what they're walking into. Okay, so it is important that you know that. But then knowing the kind of marriage you need is critical. Okay, that decides the kind of person you go into a relationship with. Okay, what's the point of wasting all that time if I know that with this person I wouldn't get this kind of marriage? There's no way we can build this kind of marriage together. then I would be wasting my time. And you don't have all that time. Okay, so if you know your purpose, you know who you're supposed to end up with, you know the kind of marriage, what you will be doing together with the kind of person you're going into the marriage with, then you will be more intentional about making your choice.
Why this point is particularly important to us is because there was a time we were working with a lady and she was in this relationship. She said, each time I send a text to this guy, he doesn't respond. It takes about 2 days, and the guy was demonstrating every sign that someone, every sign that someone who is not interested in the other person demonstrating. All right, because I think it was Mike Miller that says that pursuit is the proof of love, or something. That was the way he put it. Pursuit is the proof. So if someone really loves you, is the proof of desire. Pursuit is the proof of desire. If someone really desires you, they will pursue you for sure. So in this kind of situation, so he wasn't showing any form of pursuit. So she reached out to us and said, "This is the guy." And then I asked her a simple question: "What kind of marriage do you want?" She took time and described it, and I asked her the follow-up question: "Does this guy look like the kind of guy that you want that can create that kind of marriage?" She said, "No." I said, "So why are you spending time with him?" He said, "I don't want to be lonely. I just want to have a relationship. No matter how long you stay on the wrong road, it will lead you to the right. That's something we need to accept. Right? We know it, but we need to accept it that it's true." So the second reason why this is important is because once you clarify the kind of marriage you want, then the onus is on you to now say, who do I need to become? Because sometimes the way our brain works is to say, who can create that kind of marriage? Forgetting that the person is also looking for the kind of person that will create that kind of marriage. So it's a two-way thing. So no matter who kind of marriage you want, you need to now say, "Hi Victor, I want this kind of marriage, I want that kind of marriage, I want that kind." So what kind of a man do I need to be able to create this kind of marriage?
That's awesome. He talked about our coaching program, Intimacy Builder program. If you are interested in that, it is really, really helpful. We have a number of people who have enrolled on that course, and they have a lot of testimonials on it. So if you're interested in that, hit the link in the description box and we will be in touch. So let's share the last point. When your parents have not given their blessings, parental blessings, some people wonder, why is it important? I'm an adult anyway. But there's something about just knowing that you have the blessings of your parents. Okay, and then we have dealt with a number of people whose parents were really adamant on their choice, adamant that they wouldn't marry this person. So in a case like that, we do not advise people to elope with their loved ones. Oh no, you don't want to be doing that. Okay, knowing that I have eloped with this person, this is my place of safety, my place of happiness. How are you happy in that relationship when you know that your parents have not sanctioned it? Okay, it might sound a bit old school, but you may want to at that point implore people who you know your parents respect to speak to your parents on your behalf. Okay, they might budge. Okay, if people help them see reasons, because sometimes parents who hold on to this do so on cultural basis. Okay, sometimes you listen to it and it may not make sense, but in some cases we have seen that the parents were right. Okay, but it may have been that the way they went about sharing their opinion on the matter was not good. Okay, was not the ideal. Okay, but be that as it may, you want to get other people involved. Get people who you think they might listen to and see how we can get things going.
Very, very critical. So that I like what you said in terms of you need to probe why are they saying no. All right. So it might be if it's cultural reason, if there are reasons that cannot be substantiated. So you have to now find a strategy around it. In addition to your parents, the people in your circle of influence, the people that love you, the people that care for you. All right. Because the reason why this is important is because once you are in love, you're blindsided to the person's flaws. So there are some flaws that are glaring at you, but because you love the person, you might not see them. So it's good for you to rely on people that you have counted on their, their judgment over a period of time. Because of course you have some strong inner circle. Get their opinion about this guy. Alright, so this guy is looking all fluffy, he's all looking all fine. Get some people to also, not that they were going to be snooping on the social media and checking him out, like CIA, secret police, secret service. No, but some people just know a way of picking up someone that is just dodgy. All right, so
in a multitude of counsel,
there is
there
safety.
is safety.
There is safety. So get feedback from people. They may tell you, what kind of a job does he do? Find out stuff. All right. So in those days, what did people used to do? They used to do background checks. What we do in HR today, where you go before you bring someone on board your company, a relationship into your company. All right. You do background checks. Things like this are still very relevant. Okay. Before you say yes, investigate.
Before you affectionate. Okay, this is the point we invite you again to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so. If any of the points we've talked about resonates with you, you may want to talk about which part of it in the comment section. If you have points you think that we have not touched on, yes, we shared just 5 points. Leave them in the comment section. We'll be happy to read from you.
Yes.
If you think if you have friends who you think will benefit from this, why not share this with them? Hey, be liberal. Share the message. Spread the love. We'll see you on the next one. It's goodbye from us.
Goodbye.